get this thing rocking and rolling really quick in the chat. Just let me know you can see my screen, and we'll get this thing going. Oh, I guess we better stop talking about football. All right, you guys can see it. Let's go. Um, Skip the slide really quick. I am Tony, our VP of Business Development here, and I'm excited to be on with you guys because I don't get to talk to you guys every single day and interact with you, all day, every day. I spent my career building and maintaining referral partnerships, and now we have a team of 9 or 10 awesome reps that you guys interact with every single day on a daily basis. But I don't get as many, as many questions as I used to. And, being on these webinars, this is kind of really all I got. So feel free to fire away. I'm excited to be your host and get a chance to explain a little bit about what we do, how we do it, and really just hopefully provide a little bit more insight about ROK and some of these products that business owners are going to be leveraging here in 2025. Quick background story about ROK Financial, right? Give you guys a little bit of insight into us. Prior to the pandemic, we'd always assisted small business owners in gaining access to funding. But prior to the pandemic, most of our business came through traditional marketing channels, things like email, things like digital marketing campaigns, whether it's social media or Google paid advertising. We would send checks and credit cards through the mail to small businesses. Really, any form of marketing. I mean, at one point we even wrapped a car. We really tried it all. I remember radio ads and all sorts of different ways to try to drum up and generate business, like any good small business would, right? You want to make sure you're using all the tools at your disposal. But then insert 2020. I remember it vividly. My son was born March 1st. It was the last normal birth, I think, here in New York. Nobody was wearing masks in the hospital. All the nurses were there. We were allowed to have visitors. And then, just a week and a half later, we had COVID hit. And what happened in the lending world is all the banks stopped lending. And as a broker, that's what ROK Financial is. We're a commercial financing broker. We rely on banks and lenders to continue to lend money. If they don't lend money, we don't have a product, right? So essentially, we had to pause our business, right? When banks and lenders started to open back up and they were starting to test the waters, starting in like June, July, we really started to open things back up and we had to shift our business. Some of those traditional marketing channels were not working. But one thing that I didn't mention that we were doing prior to the pandemic is that we were working with people like yourselves, right? So we had referral partnerships prior to the pandemic. And when we started back up, we realized very quickly that this was going to be the way that we're going to do business going forward. And, kind of fast forward today to, what is it, the 16th of January, 2025. I can't believe that. That's crazy. Just to say it out loud sounds crazy. But fast forwarding those 4.5 or 5 quick years, however you want to look at it, eh, the whole thing has changed. Everything that we've done for the last 5 years has been for this relationship here, guys, and I truly mean that, and that's what I hope you understand by the end of the end of our conversation is that we spend time, money, resources, human intelligence, artificial intelligence, and really testing and figuring out how to make this the best partnership that that it could potentially be. Just to kind of get going into our conversation today, that's going to really ramp up quickly. Like I said, this is a short presentation. There's the top products, right? And everybody wants to know, and you guys are all here. There's currently how many people we got? We are currently at, I know that that's going to happen. It's not letting me see the participants. I don't know. There's over 250 people on this thing. That much I know. And with that, you guys are all here because you want to know what are the top products, right? Everybody wants to know what are the top products. But before you even get to that point, you really need to understand, why are business owners borrowing money in the first place? What are the things, or what are the reasons that a business owner is going to utilize funding for? What are the things that they need? What are the problems that they're solving? What are the opportunities that they have? Right? How can they utilize the funding? Because once you know why they're borrowing the money, how becomes easy. How they borrow the money is easy, right? The why is what matters. So why are they borrowing money? They're borrowing money for things like inventory purchases, right? Whether you're talking about somebody that is taking, different parts, putting it together, and then selling a finished product, right? Maybe they're a t-shirt company, or they're a retail shop that sells different clothing items. They're getting clothing without any logos, and they're branding it to their brand, and then they're putting it on their shelves, right? All of these things are what they're financing, right? And that's why they're looking to borrow money. Hey, can I get more inventory? Can I buy in bulk and get a discount? Can I avoid shipping delays and all of these different things that may come up because I've had access to capital that's allowed me to take advantage of purchasing that inventory? Equipment. You're going to hear me say that word 10,000 times on today's conversation, because this is probably one of the biggest best kept secrets in commercial financing. When you have equipment financing, right, there are specific products and programs that will finance a specific piece of equipment, right? Then think about this. A business owner can go get a line of credit. A line of credit is going to give them access to cash. You can go purchase equipment with cash, right? So the beauty of buying equipment, or needing equipment, is every business is utilizing it. I promise you, in some way, shape, or form, they're utilizing some piece of equipment. I mean, if you just looked around our room here, we have lighting, we have multiple computers, we have this microphone, the lights behind me, the all this stuff is equipment, guys. It's all equipment. If you built out a studio in your office, you could write off a lot of this stuff as equipment as well. Cash flow purposes, right? You wouldn't believe how many businesses are underfunded because of cash flow issues. And what I mean is, hey, if I'm doing business with 10 other businesses and I complete our projects and I bill out those invoices, you wouldn't believe how many of those are slow paying me, right? How many of those are not able to pay us on time? Now I'm the one that has to go out and continue to manage my own cash flow. Meanwhile, my customers are paying slow, right? So there's a lot going on when you're talking about cash flow and the opportunities that a business owner may come across, right? A lot of times they may have exhausted their cash flow when a great opportunity pops up and they want to take advantage of that, right? So there's all these different reasons why a business owner would borrow money, from real estate to marketing initiatives, right? There's even a laundry list longer than this, but for the most part, you can pretty much categorize a lot of the borrowing under those few categories there. As far as the top products go, this is why everybody's here. You want to know what the top products are? Here they are, right? This is where most of the business has been getting done. This is where most of the business will continue to get done. And this is where you're going to really be able to leverage your relationships with ROK Financial. We offer these styles of programs and these products because everyone that is looking for funding is looking for one thing in common: flexibility. They want to be able to use the funding when they need it. They want to have access to it when they need it, right? And that's why their relationship with ROK Financial becomes so important, right? Is they're able to utilize ROK when they need us for a variety of reasons, right? Equipment financing, SBA loans, working capital, term loans, and ultimately the product that everybody asks for is a line of credit, right? This is strictly based on how people are borrowing money. Excuse me, how many people are asking for different products like these. We're certainly we're certainly offering pretty much everything that a business owner might need access to. And in just a couple slides here, you'll see I'm going to share all of ROK's products, right? So this is not just the products that we have access to. You're going to see in a couple slides here, we have a few other products that just didn't make the top products. These are the products that we see most business owners qualifying for, most business owners taking advantage of, and most business owners actually requesting these products, right? So just to give you an idea of how some of these things work, right? When you're talking about, guys, I see a ton of questions popping up in the chat. Please, 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 I'm begging you, please use the Q&A for the questions. If you guys have questions, what's going to happen is they're going to get buried in the chat. And I want to make sure that I get those questions answered for you guys. So I know Ryan, who's on my team, mentioned it in the chat once, but if you guys can, please just drop those questions into the Q&A, because that will allow us to make sure that we're getting you guys the information. Back to the success stories here, quick. These success stories, they're here so that you guys have an idea of, how do some of these products work? What does it typically look like, right? A lot of these different scenarios come up. And what's unique about the funding products that we have is a lot of times you can utilize these different products for different uses, right? An SBA loan, there's multiple uses for an SBA loan, working capital loans. I mean, a term loan, you can use the money for all different things. The most flexible one of them all, though, happens to be the line of credit. The reason a line of credit is so flexible and why most people are asking about a line of credit is because they're looking to have access to funding as they need it, right? For example, let's say I qualify for $150,000 on a line of credit, and I only have a need for $50,000 right now. Well, I can draw $50,000, only pay interest on $50,000, only make payments on principal and interest of that $50,000, and then as I pay back into the line, the principal becomes available to me again. So if I paid off half of that, $50,000, and I paid back 25, I would still be able to go back and access up to another $125,000. So there's a ton of different products and a ton of different reasons why a business owner would utilize one of these different options versus another. But to be honest, the reason most business owners go with the option that they go with, is because it's the best option that they have available to them. And I know that sounds pretty simple, but that's exactly what you would expect, right? When a business owner is weighing their options, they're typically going to take the best one, right? So, couple of things, right? Why do business owners choose to work with ROK Financial? It's important that you guys know that there's no cost for ROK to work with a business owner, right? When you refer a business to ROK and they get a chance to have that discovery call and go through the process and weigh their options, there's no cost to any of that. Now, imagine that somebody who works with small business owners every single day, helps them take advantage of millions and millions of dollars in funding, and your customer can get on the phone with that person and talk to them for free, right? A lot of people charge for exactly what I just said there. They're calling themselves consultants. No, I'm just kidding. But no, it's a byproduct of what we do, right? You're going to get access to information. You're going to get the chance to ask your questions, and it's important that you guys know that your customers should ask the questions. They should run those scenarios by them, because that's how they're going to understand what they can do and how they can do it. They can access both secured and unsecured products, right? The products are going to be on another slide here coming up, so I don't want to go too deep into that. But imagine that, where it's not just, hey, this is the one product, do you want it or not? No, here's 3 different products, here's how they work, here's what it takes to get that type of financing, and which one works best for you, right? And then you work with that business owner to really get what they're looking for. And the last thing is that they establish a relationship with somebody who can really help them. When a business owner borrows money from ROK, we're able to take their payment history, how the types of products or lenders that they're working with, and then we're able to go and move them upstream and get them better access to other programs that have potentially longer terms, higher dollar amounts, cheaper payments, right? What everybody's actually looking for. What I would tell you guys is when a business owner borrows money from us or really anybody for the first time, a lot of times that's the most expensive. A lot of times that's the shortest term. A lot of times that's the highest payment, right? Why? Because they don't know that business from a hole in the wall. So as they start to develop a relationship, I mean, we've had people that have borrowed money from us 20, 30, 40 times. As they do that, we're able to stick and move, as I would call it, into the products that make the most sense and the different scenarios that make the most sense for them and their business, right? Couple minimum requirements and some fun facts for you guys, right? For ROK, we look at a minimum of 6 months time in business, $10,000 per month in revenue going into a business checking account. If they meet those minimum criteria, I said, uh, if they meet that minimum criteria, then we're we're able to help, right? And I can't believe I just did that. That was crazy. Um, they're dying in the background in case you guys are wondering. That's what I'm laughing at. But no, if they meet that minimum criteria, then we're able to actually help them, right? We're not actually able to help a small business that doesn't meet this criteria. A business checking account is mandatory. They have to be depositing up at least $10,000 per month into that account for 6+ months. If they meet that, we're able to help them. If they don't meet that, there really isn't much we're able to do. And I say isn't much, and when I go to the products, you'll understand why. But there really isn't much, trust me, especially in the grand scheme of things when you talk about all of the products and resources that we have access to. Top industries, right? Some top industries here that we have listed are healthcare, construction, restaurants, and transportation. I'll give you guys even a longer list than that, right? You have wholesale distributors, you have manufacturers, you have auto repair, retail shops, things like convenience stores and grocery stores. Any type of construction, right? Let me double down on construction for a second. Whether you're talking general contracting, you're talking commercial or residential, does not matter. Specialized construction is even better. Things like, those in HVAC, right? HVAC. You're talking about electricians, roofers, plumbers, all the specialized constructions. You have barber shops and nail salons, and if you drive down your local main street and look at all the businesses that are around, those are who we get help get access to funding. Accountants, insurance brokers, all those different types of people. Top states for us: California, New York, Texas, Florida, Pennsylvania, Georgia. I will address what probably will be a question here in the future. Right now for California, it's super tough if we're talking about LA County and around the area that's being devastated by the wildfires. Obviously we're looking to do whatever we can to help there, but our lenders have paused lending for the foreseeable couple of weeks here. Just to kind of let that whole thing kind of play out before they're given access to those types of to those businesses in that location. I do know that they're making some emergency money available, most likely through the SBA at some point here, and business owners will have access to funding. But for the right now, and if the question comes up, I just want to be clear that we're not able to help right now in LA County or the surrounding areas that are affected by the wildfires. Quick, fast facts for you guys. We lend as little as $10,000 all the way up to $10 million with funding available in as little as 12 to 24 hours. And we have over 75 different lenders on the platform, right? So you can access a variety of different options that allow you to really take advantage of what a small business owner has available to them today. Sorry, I'm out of breath. Whew, that was a lot. I'm going to do the criteria thing again and embarrass myself, but I'm not. I was going to do it, but I'm not. um, I told you guys we had the products, right? And I told you that we would list them out. We would go through them. I know some people were asking about, like, I think I saw something about factoring. We do offer factoring and accounts receivable financing. We offer all different types of asset based lending. We offer commercial real estate. Preferably owner occupied commercial real estate, meaning you are occupying 51 plus percent of the square footage of your location. Whether you are looking to refinance that property or purchase that property, that's a bread and butter, bread and butter product for us. We do a good amount of those transactions. Equipment financing, again, I told you I was going to say it 1,000 times on the on the conversation today. This is one of the best kept secrets in financing. Why? Because a lot of business owners, they're looking to buy equipment, and then they need somebody to run that equipment in order to make the money that they're going to make, right? So a lot of times what we see is a need for equipment and then also additionally working capital on top of that. So what we're able to do is go ahead and get them equipment financing and then go ahead and get them a term loan, a line of credit, a working capital loan that's going to supplement the equipment financing and give them the access to the cash so that they can go ahead, hire that person and be able to float the float the payroll until that starts to make them some money, right? These are all things that business owners are thinking and want to be able to leverage, right? So we give them access to it all, from term loans to lines of credit to working capital loans, all of these different scenarios for business owners. We're able to help them, whether you're talking about secured lending, things that are tied to hard assets, like any type of real estate lending, equipment lending, asset-based lending, AR finance, or things that don't require hard assets tied to them, like a line of credit or a term loan or working capital or even some SBA loans that don't require any assets. We offer it all. So our experience is vast in working through these transactions with business owners. Feel free to refer those business owners to us. You and them can learn our process as we're working to get them what they're looking for and really help you and them strengthen your own relationships with your customers. Couple quick things on this slide, right? Number one at the top, I want to shout out Marilyn, who always puts together such wonderful presentations. But she actually made this custom image for you guys at the top, where it says pre-underwriting, underwriting, approved, final underwrite, and funded. These are the statuses, or excuse me, the stages that you guys actually see within the portal. And this is how your deal would progress from application to essentially being underwritten, then being approved, and then what does it actually take to fund that transaction, right? Just so you're aware, right? Your experience is being involved as much or as little as you'd like. Every business owner is going to have to submit an application with their last 3 to 6 months of bank statements, potentially a tax return, maybe some other documents depending on the product. But once we have that information, we typically do a quick call with that borrower to really understand, okay, why are they borrowing the money, right? Remember that first slide that we had is why do business owners borrow money? We want to know why, right? We're going to ask it, why? No, I'm kidding. We're going to ask questions that allow us to understand them and their business, right? We're going to ask about, what do they, do they own any real estate in the business? We're going to ask what they're using the money for. We're going to ask a few questions about how they get paid to really understand how things flow within the business. We'll then review that transaction with our in-house team, determine what product and best, best next steps would be. Ultimately, getting an approval, going over that approval with the borrower, potentially yourself if you want to be involved in that part of the transaction, right? Go through their options, let them weigh their options. Once they've chosen the best offer for them, we go ahead and let them know what are the necessary steps to get this deal closed and ultimately money into their checking account. Typically, our approvals are within 12 to 24 hours, and we're typically seeing fundings within 3 to 5 business days. On the unsecured side. If you're talking real estate, it can be, 30, 60, 90 days, depending on the transactions. An SBA loan can be anywhere from like 3 weeks to like 10 to 12 weeks. But really, pre-approvals, instant approvals, those things are happening pretty quickly. So you'll know what you qualified for and how it works and what are the next steps pretty quickly. Um, Really just giving your customer the ability to stay working in their business, and the satisfaction in, hey, somebody out there is really helping me when it comes to accessing the financing, right? So what do our partners have access to? So what are some things that I want you to know when you're leaving here? Number one is you get direct access to our CRM. Definitely excited by that, because I know that one of the biggest things in finance is transparency, right? Well, you get direct access to our CRM. So if we do anything, you're going to see it. If you do anything, we're going to see it, and it works just like that, right? When you upload a customer's information or they upload their own information, we're able to communicate back and forth, and really leverage the Salesforce technology that we've built out. The second thing is everybody has to complete a one-page application, right? But you also get access to our one-page application through DocuSign, where you can leverage that technology for your borrowers and within your processes, right? This is a big, big thing. Not everybody has access to DocuSign, let alone somebody else's. So we give you access to our DocuSign so that you can get those things completed. Again, should that be part of your process, we offer custom landing pages where you can upload your logo, you can co-brand it with ROK, or even white label our services directly on that landing page, giving your customers the look and feel that they're accustomed to, while also leveraging ROK's technology and marketing. Really giving you guys the ability to make this partnership everything you need it to be. Not lastly, but the last one thing on this slide is the offer calculator, and this is proprietary technology, guys. That when a borrower qualifies for any different types of funding, right? It could be a variety of different lenders or banks that are offering a particular borrower money, and that could become tough, right? If you're getting $100,000 on terms over here, and $50,000 on terms over there, and $75,000 on terms back there, how do you digest all of that? Well, we've created a simplified offer calculator that is just a simple slider feature. A business owner goes in, they are able to see all of the different options that they've qualified for, and then they're able to go in and slide the slider back and forth based on their terms and their dollar amount, and ultimately it'll give them their predicted payment, so that they understand what they're qualifying for and what would be the best option for them. Really giving them the ability to take their funding, into their own hands. Don't believe me. I don't want you to. I want you to do your own research. I want you to go online. I want you to check us out. I want you to look up our reviews, and really just understand that we're real people that do real business with real business owners. We're actually here to help. We've funded over $2 billion since inception. We've signed over 15,000 referral partners that have worked with ROK Financial and have paid over $5 million in commissions. I'm hoping to pay $5 million this year alone in commissions. I would love to double that number with you guys this year. So every one of you start sending all of your business to ROK Financial, and we'll get you guys paid. I got Ryan in the back shaking his head because he loved that one. Send all of your business to us, and we'll make sure you get paid. No, listen, I'm not asking you to send all your business. I want you to send the business that makes sense. First things first, I want you to keep our minimum criteria involved in mind. Excuse me. And the last thing is I want to do good business back and forth, right? So I don't want you to be sending us business that you had another lender that you've already been working with that could have done that deal for you. No, that's not what we're looking for here. I want to be something that's going to be of value to you, that's going to really hopefully expand what you're doing and how you're doing it, and give you access to all of the different types of funding that a small business owner might need to take advantage of. So last things here. I think there's only a couple slides left. I hope. Told you guys it was a short one, but I've been going. No, this is about you guys, right? When it comes down to our partnership, and our partnership program, the affiliate platform that we've built, you guys get a dedicated funding team. So I know I mentioned Ryan in the back, but shout out to our whole business development team, who is your direct points of contact, making sure you're getting paid, making sure your landing pages are working, making sure you have the newest and latest and greatest marketing materials, access to training, all of that great stuff. Then you also get a dedicated business financing advisor who's going to work with you and your customers to get you the types of funding that they're looking for, and ultimately work with your customers as they go from application to approval through underwriting and ultimately through funding, helping them at every step of the way. Really, handheld process, allowing them to stay working in their business while we help them work on their business, and really just hopefully help them digest some of the information a little bit better, right? We offer aggressive commissions where we're able to pay you guys for referrals that you make. We also have residual opportunities that you can really build out through building your network and funding transactions with us, where you'll continue to earn on transactions time and time again. We have funding available in as little as like 12 to 24 hours. I actually like the term, we move at the pace of the borrower, because if you needed money today, today's getting a little late, right? We're almost at 3 o'clock. I might be a little late to say that we can get them funded today, but certainly first thing tomorrow morning, certainly first thing. So we're going to move at the pace of the borrower, and really try to get them the funding as quickly that and efficiently as possible. And we do have funding available in all 50 states. I think I saw a question about that before. All of our products are able to be funded in all 50 states. So great stuff, guys. If you are one of those people who said no, first of all, why aren't you partnered with ROK? But no, if you can, there's this QR code here on your screen. I would invite you to scan the QR code and become a partner now. I think that there's a laundry list of reasons as to why you should want to partner with ROK. But if the only reason is that you get to join these wonderful webinars with Tony, well, then guess what? I will see you next month, and we will get you activated anyway. So join now, become a partner, become a rock star, and let's rock out together. Definitely excited to have some new faces and be able to up that 15,000 number here before long. No, definitely. First things first, shout out to all of our partners that are active partners today, that have been active partners for years and years and years and years. You guys are really who make us what we are and who we are. So I really appreciate it. I'm excited for another long year of working together. We're planning out some really great things for you guys. Should I tease some of that stuff? Should we talk about some of those things? What do you guys think? Should we share some insight? Oh, look, they're looking at me. They're like, what is he going to say? I'm not really feeling it from you guys. I guess in the chat you don't really want to know. All right, so I'll just keep it moving. We don't have to talk about the cool things that are to come. All right, I'll give you guys one. We're going to start running, not start, but we're going to be announcing our next live in-person event. Probably within like the next week or so. We will be announcing our next live in-person event here at the ROK headquarters. We want to make sure that you guys have the ability to come in, meet us, learn in person. The last one that we did was awesome. We had 38 motivated and I would use the term hustlers, motivated hustlers in the building that are looking to really kind of take their business to the next level. And they came in, we were able to do a full day of learning. We had a ton of fun, but we're going to be announcing our next fly-in event. We are going to be announcing a sweepstakes that we'll be running this year. We're going to be in every city in America, not every city, but we're going to be in a lot of cities in America, doing a lot of events all over the place. So we're just excited to be back to work here and and really be rocking and rolling here into 2025. No, I appreciate you guys being on. Happy New Year, healthy New Year. Wishing you guys all a ton of success in 2025. And I hope to see you. I hope you guys come to ROK. I hope I see you on the road. I hope we get a chance to interact and rock out together, together in person. Until next time, have a definitely a strong finish to January, and I know we'll be back on with a couple webinars in February. So make sure you guys keep an eye out for those announcements, and definitely excited to be back on with you guys then. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining, and we'll check you guys soon. Thanks, guys.